Hello and welcome back. Today's video I'm going to be doing kind of like what I wish I knew before I came here, because it was all just very new to me and I had to figure out a lot of stuff like for myself, which was just really difficult, and a lot of like unknown stuff and a lot of kind of unnecessary like stressing, because there was just so many things I just didn't know. So yeah, it's gonna kind of be like what I wish I knew before coming here to the University of Hawaii at Manoa. Kind of just some like advice, pro tips maybe, even though I'm most definitely not a pro, but. So I got a couple questions from a few subscribers about just like the kind of things they would want to know before going to University of Hawaii. So couple topics I'm probably going to cover is like how to not overpack, what to bring. I got a couple questions about scholarships and like international scholarships, which I'm not an international student, so I don't really know that much about it, but I can probably tell you like where to find that kind of information. Getting residency for the state of Hawaii, living off campus, and then probably like the meal plan situation here. So I kind of feel like overpacking really isn't that big of an issue. So I'm from Washington State, so obviously I had to take a plane here. I believe that I had 2 checked bags, big suitcases, and then I also had like a smaller carry-on bag and then like a backpack. And so basically I just packed lots of tank tops, lots of big t-shirts, lots of shorts. You're gonna want denim shorts probably, and kind of more like sweatshort, like comfy athletic shorts options, because sometimes you're not gonna want to go to your 8 a.m. class in jean shorts. So yeah, and then other thing is anything that you can buy on the island, I would definitely recommend doing that, like room decor, fans, maybe like hair products. Target is definitely a good option. I got all my plates, bowls, silverware. I got all that stuff from Target. Yeah, Amazon is also a very good option. You can just ship it to your dorm, which is super nice. All of my like school supplies and stuff I also got at Target too. So pretty much anything that you can buy here, I would definitely recommend doing that. Okay, so I also got a couple questions about what to pack. Things you are not probably expecting that you're gonna need to pack are like sweats, sweatshirts, and jeans, because like probably when you first get here you're not gonna want to wear any of that kind of thing, because you're kind of just gonna be hot and sweaty all the time. But after being here for a while, you get more like acclimated to the weather, and then 75 degrees is gonna feel cold to you and you're gonna want to wear pants. Yeah, definitely recommend bringing that kind of thing. So for scholarships, there's this program called STAR, and there's so many scholarships on that website, and you can like apply it to your major, or you can have more like broad scholarships. So there's a lot of money there that goes unused apparently. So I definitely recommend like talking to counselors and trying to figure out which scholarships would be the best to apply for. And I've also gotten a couple questions about residency, because it is well known that being a resident in Hawaii makes your tuition so much cheaper. Like your tuition will literally go from $50,000 a year to $15,000 a year. So it's a significant difference. The issue with residency though is it does take about a year, I believe, to be a resident, and there's a lot of hoops you have to jump through. So I know it definitely is difficult. So I think to be a resident you have to it's like a permanent address, so it has to be like an off-campus house or apartment, I believe, like some kind of permanent address, job, tax stubs, proof of income, and paying taxes and stuff like that. Probably for your first year here, you're probably gonna have to pay the full out-of-state tuition. If you're like me and you're from any of the western states, you get the WUI, which makes tuition significantly cheaper. So if you are from western states, definitely look into WUI. You don't want to be paying full out-of-state tuition for sure. But I also have some questions about living off campus. Unlike most colleges, you can live off campus any year that you're here. There's no requirement for freshmen to stay on campus. There's lots of rental houses around campus, lots of apartments. Would definitely recommend roommates, 100%. It would just make living a lot cheaper. And yeah, I also got some questions about the meal plan here. So there's a couple different kinds of meal plans. I have the Choice 14, and most other people I know also have that. So you get 14 meals a week to use at the cafeteria. It's 14 swipes. Swipes also work at the campus center, so there's like a Starbucks there, like a food court area, so swipes also work there. But if you go to like a Starbucks or the food court, you're probably gonna have to use like 2 meal swipes. So cafeteria is the only place that you can just like swipe 1 meal and kind of get unlimited food. And then also in that meal plan you get 175 dining dollars to spend throughout the semester. Yeah, dining dollars don't expire until the end of the semester. You can also use those at the market or at Starbucks or at the campus food court. And then with the meal swipes, you get 14 a week and they don't roll over. So if you don't use all 14 throughout the week, then they expire, which is kind of a waste of money. So you're going to want to make sure that you spend all 14 of your swipes throughout the week. And yeah, there's more options. I think there's like a 7 meals a week. And then there's a one that's more, and if you get more meal swipes, you get less dining dollars. And then if you get less meal swipes, you get more dining dollars. But personally, the Choice 14 has worked pretty well for me. I'm going to keep it for next semester just because it just works. And then so just kind of like some other little things that I'd wish I'd known. So there is a bus that runs pretty much throughout the entire city of Honolulu. And with your student ID, you get free bus fare. So that's super nice. Me and my friends take the bus all the time. It's super nice if you don't have a car. The bus. The first week of school, me and my roommate got completely lost. Was trying to get back to school and ended up at Diamond Head, which anybody who goes here knows that that's not that close to school. So, definitely try to figure out the buses to avoid getting lost for sure. Yeah, cars and mopeds are very, very handy to have for sure. So if it's possible to get a car here, I would definitely recommend that. You have to pay for a parking pass, which I think is about $150 a semester, I believe, something around that area. But it will definitely save you money on Ubers. Me and my roommate have spent hundreds of dollars on Uber and like Uber Eats just because we don't have a car and there's no way to like get around, especially late at night when the buses stop running. Okay, so then my next tip might not be for everybody. If you are into the college experience, some of my friends had their parents buy them like a 30-pack of Trulies before leaving so they could just keep them in their room because it's super nice to have, because if you're a freshman you're obviously underage and can't buy your own beverages. So that's definitely a tip I would recommend. And then it also prevents you from spending money on that because, again, that is another thing that adds up really fast. So my next tip, I found my roommate because I went to high school with her, but most people that I know found their roommates through Instagram, like class of whatever year you are, Instagram page where you can kind of like reach out and meet some new people. So I know a lot of people that met their roommates through that. I also met a ton of people just through Instagram, and then we had like been DMing, and so yeah, so I already knew quite a few people before actually coming here, which is super nice. And then you just have some like automatic friends when you come here. So I had mentioned before that going to Target is a really good idea to get stuff for your dorm room, but the other thing is that when you get here, the Targets will be absolutely demolished, cleaned out. So you just have to be super careful about that. There's a few Targets on the island. The most one that people would go to is Ala because it's just the closest. But yeah, just be careful because the Targets will be completely cleaned out by the time you get there. Another tip, dorm snacks is a necessity. Even if you have a meal plan, you need snacks in your dorm 100% because there will be times when you'll be hungry and the cafeteria will be closed and it is not fun. And also just having snacks in general is just like a good idea. So definitely get some snacks. Me and my roommate kind of have like this like snack rack thing, like a little roller snack rack, which is super nice to have. Next tip that you probably wouldn't think about is please bring band-aids. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the humidity here, but I would get so many blisters on my feet from my tennis shoes from walking back and forth to class. Like very bad blisters. So band-aids are a necessity. And I feel like this is something that people don't really think of because I sure didn't, but try to bring beach towels because you will be going to the beach a lot and you're not going to want to bring your like dorm shower towels to the beach. Next up, and this probably is a given because they're community bathrooms, but please bring shower shoes. The bathrooms are disgusting and you do not want to be in your bare feet. Another pro tip that I have is to get damp rid. I don't actually know what it is, but me and my roommate put them in our closets, and they keep your clothes from getting kind of mildewy. It takes the moisture out of the air. So those have been lifesavers because otherwise your clothes will get mildewy and smelly and it's just not good. So I definitely recommend damp rid. You can get it on Amazon or Target. And then there is a rule in the dorms that you cannot have extension cords or any kind of like LED lights or string lights. However, the only outlets in the dorms are at the very end of the bed next to the desk. And if you're like me and you like to charge your phone in bed, then that doesn't work. So I have extension cords and LED lights. They don't do room checks. So do with that what you will. So anything in your room that you have, you're not gonna get in trouble for it because they don't do room checks unless obviously there's a reason for them to do room checks. So just don't give them a reason and you'll be fine. And I realized I completely forgot to make an outro for this because I was just busy packing to come home and stuff. So that's the end of the video. Again, I'm a freshman. I've only been there for one semester. So this is just kind of like what I've learned and like what I've had to figure out for myself. So definitely if you want like more information about scholarships and things like that and like classes, I would definitely recommend talking to a counselor because obviously they know a lot more than I do. But yeah, and if you have any more questions or if I didn't cover anything in the video, you can always just DM me. I'm gonna put my Instagram here again. So yeah, you can always just DM me, reach out, and I'll answer any questions that you have. So yeah, thank you so much for watching.